Hey, let's make some beer, friends. I think we're good to go here, nerds. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Today, we are making Arrowhead. It is one of my favorite double IPAs that we make here at Cartridge. It's a little bit unique. Maybe it's not unique. It's unique to me because I haven't done it like this before. So it's a double IPA that has really essentially no hops in the kettle. We're leaning on the acidity from the 500 pounds of fruit that we're going to be using during fermentation to replace some of the bitterness, to create some of the balance in the beer. And then we're hitting it with a fat dry hop of some cool hops. The balance on this comes out really nice. And also we're using a ton of sugar. We're using a lot of dextrose and some lactose as well. I'm going to explain why I'm doing those things and kind of my double IPA. This wouldn't be an ideology. My double philosophy, and it's not mine. It's everything's riffing off Vinny Cilerzo. It's Vinny from Russian River. What's good? We're going to be talking about using sugar in double IPA, all sorts of stuff like that. So I'm going to get this water moving, and we're going to bang it out. All my valves are open. Boop. Everything working. The rake is spinning. Water's dropping, coming up from the hot liquor tank down in. So there's not a ton of grain in this beer. A lot of times for double IPA, you think because you have a higher alcohol beer, you're going to need a lot more grain. I think that makes a heavier drinking IPA when all of your sugar is coming from malt sugar, because malt sugar is not completely fermentable. I like to take 20% of the sugar that's going to create the final beer and actually have that be dextrose or corn sugar. What will happen is, as a result, because that corn sugar is completely fermentable, it's going to lead to a lighter drinking double IPA that you can drink multiple pints of. That's my preference. I don't like heavier, fuller IPAs. That's just me. But we'll also be coming back with some lactose that I'm going to be leveraging to try to make sure that I do not have too much of a acidity, hop character thing that's clashing and making something that's aspirin-like in its bitterness. Flow meter right here, giving me my readout. It takes me 55 gallons to get through and cover up that mash screen in the bottom, the mash plates, the false bottom, if you will. Got a little cup of decaf coffee. I poured a little bit off almost as soon as it was brewing. Extra strong decaf, you know. My coworkers hate me. We are out of regular coffee today, so I made decaf. Josh claims that decaf coffee gives him a headache. And I told him that's not how that works. Hey, we need to be riffing on those shirts too. We need to game plan that out today. We have an exciting project coming up, a collaboration, the collaboration of our dreams. And we've got a special, just some special things planned, okay? Just some special things planned. We've got our acid up here, our food grade phosphoric acid that we're going to be using to lower the pH of the mash down into a range of 5.3 where we want it. We've got a whole lot of calcium chloride because calcium chloride has really kind of become the water treatment of choice with making some of these juicy, softer, kind of brighter, more tropical IPAs. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to push chloride so much in this beer that we actually will be adding some kosher salt to the kettle. Not so much for the sodium portion of that chemical compound. Make me look sciencey when I say this stuff. On that one, on How Ridiculous, they have Science with Gonson, if that's how you say his name. I don't want Science with Mills, but I want something. I want something there. So we are adding, as I mentioned, a little bit of kosher salt, not iodized table salt. I don't want to be adding iodine to that. But I'm looking for the second portion of that chemical equation. We have the sodium chloride. The sodium can help a little bit. You don't want to get your sodium levels too high. But I am looking at stacking extra chloride into this beer, and that's why I'm doing that. If you want to know why I just can't add more calcium chloride to the mash here or the sparge, reason being is I'm also adding calcium at the same time, calcium chloride. If I get those calcium numbers too high, it's going to throw too much calcium in this beer and potentially help it get clear, and I don't want it to be super clear. One of the ideas with some of these hazy and juicy type IPAs is that you actually you don't want a yeast slurry floating around in your beer. What you want is, you actually want a hop haze. You want to have some haze particulate that's actually behaving as a carrier for hop flavor and aroma. Opening up my oats here. Got 100 pounds of oats going into this. Oats can add like a nice softness, some nice body to your beer. They can also help with some of that haze particulate. We've got a total of 380 gallons dropping on top of this. So we got a lot of water to work with. That means I don't have to run my mash as thick as we usually go because I'll have more water to chase down. I typically mash in at 1.5 quarts per pound for this beer. I'm mashing in at 2 quarts per pound because I'm wild. Decaf, baby. Decaf, Josh. Do it. Do yourself the favor. I can feel it coursing through my veins. Thank you. I feel like this coffee is making me thirsty. Feel free to fast forward me, Andy. You know what I mean? I mean, you know what the deal is. You know how to make the magic. I just stand here. Make me look less dumb. Is that too much to ask? I mean it. Probably is. What's up, Thomas Goodberry? Are you delivering today? Do y'all need the jockey box?
Yes.
When? Okay, we'll make that happen. Yeah. No, we can make that happen. Josh? My man! You better take one of those donuts, dude, because I can't eat those things. It's starting to get hot in Cincinnati, baby. It's almost bikini season, Tom. I need to get lean. I need to get lean. It's almost swimsuit season in the natty, boy. You know? Swimsuit season in the natty. Every once in a while when you guys tell me I have a Tom Haverford thing going on, I hear it. I think I just sang like him. We were talking about what characters we were from Parks and Rec. I told Maggie that she had a little bit of a Leslie Knope vibe to her. She took a little bit of offense to it, but just so you know, Maggie is amazing. She kills it. And one of the amazing things about her is that she views Fridays as a spirit day, meaning that she has to wear, definitely wear Cartridge clothing because we do open at 11 over here for lunch. So, you want to represent the brand. It's Spirit Day. I think that's very Leslie Knope of her. Then they told me that I am like a combination of the two creepiest guys on the show, Tom and John Ralphio. How do you come back from that? And then they remembered Andy was on the show, and then they said I was mostly Andy. It's a lose-lose, you know what I mean? I was hoping they might give me a little Ron Swanson or something, due to my love of cured meats. But no, man. It's not what they did. We're about 2/3 through this mash. Grains dropping, spinning up, getting mixed up by that rake. Do a little note-taking. Hey, Maggie. This is only going to be a 60-minute boil because we're just running 2-row. What hop additions? Just 4 ounces of Magnum. Yeah. Actually, it's going to be Warrior today. Warrior, Ultimate Warrior. Warrior Princess. Xena, Warrior Princess. Ultimate Warrior. I already said Ultimate Warrior. What are some other warriors? Well, I wanted the name to actually be like Warrior. Like Xena Princess Warrior, the Ultimate Warrior from WWF. Yeah, I think we might be dry on that one. Grain's done. That means we need to get these oats up in here. Lift with the knees, everybody. I like to try to spread the oats out over the surface, not having big clumps. I'm gonna need that hose in a couple minutes, Mag, if I can jump in on that, please. Bend with the knees. Thank you, Maggie. Got about another 2 barrels of beer to go in. Do you think we could do a collaboration day with J. Cole? It is a Friday. We've been busy the last few weeks, so it's been good. What are you smiling about, Maggie? I don't like happy coworkers. Look at Josh. He's the perfect example. He's miserable. Look at him. That's why he's my ideal worker. Nothing to do with work ethic, integrity, anything like that. He's miserable. Zoom, 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 zoom.
Isn't happy, I'm not happy.
Oh. Well, all right, Josh is happy again. How do you feel about me just referring to Instagram as Instantgram and just pretending like I don't know that's not what it's actually called? Like, wait, when you just really need a grandma? That's a... All right, so Josh is coming in swinging. Josh's pitch for Instagram is that it's actually a grandmother rental service when you really need a batch of cookies or something or whatever. I think Instagram, that's very good. Do you know, I think it's in Japan, I think you can rent families. And not like for nefarious purposes. Like, it's to combat loneliness. I should do that. So maybe that means that I could just extend my services as a negligent father. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. That's the mash in. We're gonna do some other stuff. Love you. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you feel as if you got any value out of the video, please like and subscribe. There are also other videos that you can watch. They're gonna maybe be over here or over here. Appreciate you watching.